So Jack, what are we doing?
This is an unboxing video. We're going to be unboxing the newest album by the band Triggerman. It is a double LP. It's called A Place in the Sun.
Now, have you ever seen the movie? Did you want to see?
No, thank you. No, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, I've seen the movie a long time ago. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not really that much of a fan of movies pre-70s.
Really?
Yeah,
the older movies.
I mean, I've seen some, and ironically enough, one of my all-time favorite movies is Citizen Kane.
Maybe Triggerman should do, you know what I mean? They did A Place in the Sun, they do Citizen Kane.
And actually, the only reason why I'm even aware of A Place in the Sun is because it was made reference to in the movie Stir Crazy. If you remember when Gene Wilder was in prison and JoBeth Williams was visiting him at one point, and he asked her if she'd seen A Place in the Sun, and it was like her favorite movie or something, and they started talking about it.
No, I remember many things about that movie.
Gene Wilder. The only thing I really, and I know that Elizabeth Taylor and Montgomery Clift star in it.
Gotcha.
And that's because of it. She says it in that movie, that the movie with Elizabeth Taylor and Montgomery Clift.
Well, now we have the record of it. We have this record, which is, you know, obviously inspired by it, and I think that was a big thing for Gavin. This is like his brainchild. So, do you want to do the honors of opening up this? I mean, it's a gatefold.
Yeah, it's a 2-album, 180 gram vinyl.
Wow. Do you want to do it? Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay.
Be careful.
Yeah, I meant to bring an X-Acto knife, and I forgot. Actually, you know, I'm going to switch chairs as you do that. Okay. So is this the first Triggerman record you've opened since their first one, Dead Like Me?
I think I did get a vinyl copy of the second album, Learning to Lie, which I can't remember if that was a gatefold or not. But that was only one album, not two.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that was.
It was. Yeah, I think I asked Joe, and I don't remember what he said.
Wow, look at this thing. This thing looks like...
So you can do the honors of opening.
It looks like a painting, right? It looks like a painting. You have this, and the way it looks is it's a street, and it's kind of descending downward on it, it looks like fire hydrant. I'm thinking, I could be wrong. And
yeah, and that brings me to the artwork. That was the prop that I'd mentioned I was going to bring yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't obtain the prop that I wanted to bring, and that prop was going to be a copy of the 1981 Van Halen album Fair Warning. The artwork, and maybe at some point you can like bring in, well, when you're editing, you can bring in the artwork of Fair Warning. Oh, here's the inside.
Oh, wow.
All the lyrics.
Wow, look at that. All the lyrics and all this stuff in the band picture right there.
Yeah, it looks really cool with the way that they put the lyrics and these characters. Who are the characters supposed to be from A Place in the Sun? These people?
That's I think so, or maybe of that time kind of thing. I think maybe that's what they're going for with this. What I love is, going back to Triggerman lore, they used to open with song 10, which was Time Divides. Mm-hmm. But if you look, there's still numbers next to each song.
Yeah, that's a Gavin thing.
Yeah, it's just incredible though. I
Funny
love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely interesting. I'm not aware of any other musician who does anything like that, or at least if they do it, they don't put it included in the packaging of the record.
I didn't realize the Long Beach Youth Chorus sang on 1, 2, 3, 4 songs.
Wow. Yeah, and that was a really good addition. I really liked the use of that chorus. Those kids did an amazing job, and it definitely added to the kind of the weight of the songs. It made this definitely beefed up the songs quite a bit, having all the the kids' voices as opposed to just Nelson.
Color-wise, do you think this has sort of gone back to a little bit of Dead Like Me? I mean, Dead Like Me was brighter, but
yeah.
But color-wise,
yeah, it's similar. It's definitely a lot different than the artwork for Learning to Lie. Learning to Lie, I thought that was bright.
Right. It was different.
This is dark.
I think when I interviewed Joe, I referred to Learning to Lie as their Southern rock album.
You want to take a look at the
oh
vinyl?
Yeah. You want? Why don't you take out your record first?
More artwork. Basically, I guess the same artwork that's on the cover. Just
right.
Kind of
stripped down.
Yeah, just kind of exact cutout, so to speak. So yes, this is 180 gram vinyl, and it feels every bit of it. More the same artwork.
So you know what that means then when it says that's not what is that a heavier vinyl?
Yeah, I think it.
Did you always know this, or did you learn it for this?
Oh no, I don't even really know exactly. I mean, I'm assuming that it. I don't know if it affects the sound.
Right.
I don't know anything about it in terms of I'm not an audiophile. I mean, I know that 180 gram is more expensive than regular weight vinyl. I'm looking for something on the Matrix, and I don't see anything.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
There might be on the other record.
I was going to ask if they did
nothing
that.
on the Well, let me see. Nope.
Peter Kortner sang a few songs. A few songs.
Yeah, he did a great job too. My favorite Dag Nasty singer. My personal favorite.
And he sang on
Dissolve.
Dissolve on this.
Dag Nasty.
Yeah, it was.
We Got It Denko's and Field Day.
Gotcha. And then on this, he sang on, as you just said, Dissolve, and then
on I think one of the reprises, Now Is Never.
Okay.
I think that. Yeah, is that a I think it begins with. It begins with It's Only Natural. As you can see, we've. Oh no, I'm wrong. Forget it.
Well, no, and then there's also
it doesn't. It's its own song. Now Is Never.
Well, no, and over here there's sort of like a cheat sheet, like it lists for all the sides.
It's probably the full track listing.
Yeah. Wow. Dude, that is.
It's really cool looking. Gavin really did a great job.
I'm glad I waited to open. I mean, it just was such a, like I was telling Joe, it was such a kind of like a piece of art. I'm like, it just feels weird just opening it like it's just another record. Because don't get me wrong, every record isn't just another record, but this is a different kind of record.
You want to check out your vinyl?
Oh yeah. Here, I'll do that. Here, and then we'll turn this around again, so people can see the inside. This is which, like you said, similar artwork to the front. Right here, hold on.
Yeah, I think it's stuff from the.
Oh yeah, and so these are the shadows. you really have to, and this is, okay, so this would be the, yeah, it's all, like, I guess, like physics or geometry or something in terms of the shadow and everything else.
Do you know who this gentleman, Matt Cothran is, who sings on the first song?
I do not. I do not. That is, I saw that and I was, here you all are.
Check the Matrix.
Yeah. If any record from punk and hardcore didn't have something on the Matrix,
I don't even know if that's done anymore.
but I mean, it would have to not be this record. Like, this record just
there's really nothing.
stands on its own as a...
It's kind of all in here. There's nothing else.
Yeah, they left it all like on the
recording studio.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Wow, this is it's so interesting. Gavin, I was talking to him. He's demoing songs or he writes new music. He's been taking audio from old shows and kind of lining it over that. And I just think I never knew. I maybe should have, but I never knew about his. He just seems to sort of have a fascination with a specific period in time, and maybe I knew that and kind of forgot it. But look at this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's a very well done package, and because I consider Triggerman a post-hardcore band myself. They're one of my top 5 favorite post-hardcore bands.
Top 5 favorite post-hardcore bands. Go.
Number 1, 411.
Okay.
Number 2.
Wow, that's interesting. I never thought. It's so weird.
Yeah, I decided to separate.
Yeah. Okay.
So now hardcore. My favorite hardcore band is 7 Seconds. Favorite post-hardcore band, 411.
Okay. So number 1, 411.
Number 2, Dag Nasty.
Okay.
Actually, no. Number 2, Fugazi.
Okay.
Number 3, Dag Nasty. Triggerman is number 4 or 5. I'm trying to think then who the other band is.
Quicksand, or were you? I know you liked Quicksand.
Yeah, they're not my top 5. I can't remember.
Right. Okay.
But
Well,
they're in there.
good. Yeah.
Triggerman's in the 4 or 5.
No, I'm glad that you were so extemporaneously able to pull up a list. And that's also interesting about 411 because I never really thought about it, but I guess you're right. They would be post-hardcore because
I don't know that I would. Because to me, there's a difference between like Dag Nasty and Fugazi, as opposed to obviously like Minor Threat and 7 Seconds and Uniform Choice.
I think also 411. It's interesting. I often hear them kind of refer to themselves as a punk band, and I never thought about them as a punk band. But I guess post-hardcore would probably be the.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's my OCD. I like I like having subgenres so I can have lots of favorites.
Right, gotcha.
And I can do top 5 lists and have like endless top 5 lists.
Gotcha. So then,
but I was going to say that, to my knowledge, I guess Triggerman is the only post-hardcore band to do a double album. I mean, I can't think of another one.
Gotcha.
I certainly can't think of a hardcore or punk band. Well, I can think of actually, there may not even be a hardcore or punk band that's done a double album.
Well, Shelter, which I guess you could call post-hardcore.
Yeah.
They did a gatefold, but it wasn't a double album, Perfection of Desire. I think it's just a gatefold, or it may not be a gatefold. I think it may just be a colored out. It may not even be a gatefold. For some reason I always remembered it was a gatefold, but wow. So where would this rank then as far as artwork for double albums for you? Would this be maybe in the top 5?
For artwork for double albums, well, as far as gatefolds, most of the gatefolds that I'm used to seeing are like, hard rock and heavy metal bands, which have a lot, some have some great artwork. I mean, as far as, as far as you know, gatefolds that I've seen in my lifetime, it's certainly one of the best.
Right. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
I don't know exactly.
I love the fonts too.
Yeah.
I love the fonts that they used.
Yeah. The lyrics everything's very easy to read.
Yeah.
And
is there a thank you list?
No.
That's,
no,
this is kind of a record that doesn't
really, well, they didn't really leave much room for a thank you list. I guess they could have done one here.
Yeah, but it's kind of a record that doesn't.
You want the artwork.
Yeah, this record doesn't need. I mean, this record.
Do bands even still do that? See, I haven't bought.
I would think so.
Like,
I mean, based
hardcore
on
records in such a long time, I don't even know if they still do them.
I don't know. I mean,
a lot of bands don't even do physical. Well, actually, now they do, but.
Oh, you mean like physical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while they weren't anyway. Doing physical copies.
I'm just looking. Yeah, this is gotcha. And it's interesting because if you look at the picture, they did it in the order of how they're positioned. Yeah, this is a great looking record. It's a great looking record.
Yeah, they really outdid themselves.
How do you think this would have gone over? Remember, like, the show that we drove up with Joe and Gavin to the Macondo? That rain, it was raining it was awful. We drove up in the Subaru. How do you think this would have gone over in 92 or 93?
Oh, it would have probably been about the same as it was with the material that you're talking about with this material?
Well, yeah, well, I'm saying,
you know, in 92?
This record, this packaging, all this.
Well, you know, you still would have been everybody just standing around not knowing what the hell, you know, what to do.
Right.
Maybe, you know, a handful of people being, you know, animated. Just for the sake of being animated, because it's a show, because they're a show. But, you know, Triggerman's never been an easy pill to. They're like a niche. Like I said in the car, they're a niche within a niche. And I happen to like that niche quite a bit.
Yeah,
but it didn't happen right away for me. I'll admit that it wasn't something that it took a couple of years
for you to kind of
really get it. It actually took the album, I think, hearing Dead Like Me, when getting the CD.
What do you think that was? Why? Because it sounds like maybe you might be speaking for the sentiments of other.
I don't know. It just hits. Music just hits me. Sometimes it's like, you know, instantaneous with like 411. You know, it was instantaneous. As soon as I heard Under Fire and Those Homophobic, I was in.
Right.
You know, 1,000%. And then sometimes it's a slow build, and sometimes it's an even slower build. With Triggerman, it took because I guess they started in 1990, and I didn't really start getting into it until like early 1993.
Right.
When I got the CD.
Do you find that it happens?
Maybe just having the music and, you know, being able to listen to it over and over and over and over.
Kind of soaking yourself, marinating in it.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, I always was a fan, because to me it was exciting to have someone like Joe be like I was doing a band, and he was doing everything I wanted to be doing. They were recording, they were playing, and that is all I wanted to be doing. So, but I genuinely liked the band. I mean, I knew the lyrics, I knew but it's just it's one of those things. I could see how it could be a slow build, but one thing I do know, and one thing that I did notice, was they once Dead Like Me came out, because I just remember that being a thing, and I'm assuming it's probably the same now, but I might be wrong. But once people had access to the music, see, I think now maybe that happens quicker, because with Spotify, with everything, with the ability to record stuff in GarageBand and stuff like that, and so once people had the accessibility, it seemed like things turned for them in a better way. But I also think that with Joe as the front man, some nights Joe wanted to challenge the audience, and some nights Joe just wanted to get up there and sing. And I think that the nights when that was in sync, it was great. And I think the nights when he wasn't in sync with that and the audience wasn't in sync with him were when they maybe had their, like there was that show where Joe fainted, but then he came back like a month later. That was like that last show that everyone played at Spanky's. And they had a great show. So it just depends. But I was always pretty much on board with these guys. I just always, Gavin just seemed to be doing stuff and had created a sound that was unlike anything I had heard in music, and especially like I know nothing about what he was doing with his amp. And I remember like that there was always that line of lights going across on his amp. It was
it there, and I'll admit I did like Learning to Lie, because I actually really quite liked the songs on that you put out on Ringside, the Flux,
Sinker.
is it? The Sinker.
Yeah. Flux
and Desolation Angel. I really liked those songs. Obviously, the sound quality was kind of not there because it was they did it on a 4-track.
Right.
Which.
And then I think they re-recorded pretty much all those for the second record.
I'll tell you though, I actually preferred the Ringside versions.
Interesting.
I liked the lo-fi.
Maybe, as you say, maybe there was just a rawness to them that was more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's.
But Learning to Lie is a great record too. I mean, and all three of them are great.
Yeah, Learning to Lie, like I said, I thought was kind of more their southern raw. They sort of have like a southern, just the way that it opens up. I imagine almost like tumbleweeds kind of coming. Whereas this record, at times, to me, kind of almost feels industrial.
Oh yeah.
There's
definitely some industrial to it.
I just think and I also think it's cool that they've evolved. Like, even though they haven't been making music, even though they haven't been playing consistently all that time, like Gavin, who was the driving musical force in the band, you can tell he's been making music. Mm-hmm. And this is very much like the promissory note, the cashing in of that.
Good one, good. Well put.
Thank you. Well, Jack, I think we did it. I think we talked about this record. We talked about Triggerman.